Sim Racing Dan here, taking the pole in the last week of iRacing's inaugural Grand Am series. This is at Daytona. It's a 50-minute race, and second split is where I found myself. As I said, in pole position. That's an unusual place for me. Usually when that happens, and it does happen sometimes, I don't have too much competition, maybe one or two other people. In this case, I had announced that I was going to race this race, which was the Thursday night at 10 p.m. To the rest of the ISRA League. So we have Timothy Stoll right behind me in second position, and Jeremy Burris joins us, and I believe there are one or two other people. Oh, Eric Palaccio, of course, also in the Daytona prototype here. And behind me right now is a Scott, and I screw up there. Scott gets by, Eric gets by, Timothy's still behind me, so he lost his positions to them already. This race right here is a race of errors, a race of mistakes in driving, and most importantly, some racecraft mistakes. So this is a great learning experience, so pay attention. Alright, so that puts me into third position. Now, I kind of hate getting pole because I never get into the right mindset when I am in front. I like to chase people. It's just, I'm a greyhound, I guess. So, Colin has recommended the book Secrets of Speed 6 to help you get that right mental position for being in pole, and, or I think in racing in general. I haven't checked it out yet, but I definitely will. Here I contact the wall, screws up my braking, and I save it, but I lose a bunch of time, so Timothy is just barely behind me. Still somewhat keeping up with Scott and Eric here as they fight it out for first and second position. Almost lost it there, but kept it going, not too much trouble. And a little bit of turning under braking there, but it keeps going straight. The DP is fairly good at recovering in that kind of situation. Much, much easier than, say, the Corvette, for example, where if you start to spin under braking, you're pretty much gonna spin. Coming up to the chicane now. Going through without too much trouble, getting a little bit squirrely on the exit there. And the reason that I've kept this clip right here, you can see in my rear view maybe, Timothy's right behind me on my bumper. The reason I've kept this clip so long is coming right up here. Mustang in turn one. I misread him. I think he's staying, he looked like he was staying inside. Oh, no, he goes wide. Follows a line that was perfectly fine. He didn't do anything wrong. I just completely misread him. Timothy passes me. I think what I learned from that one is try the inside, because the inside's going to be the favorable line anyway. And definitely don't get too close. I already learned that one, but don't get too close to the Mustangs in that sort of situation. Now here, you've got two Mustangs entering side by side. Timothy almost hits one, as I think they made contact, and the purple one there goes a bit sideways. Then, coming down the straight here, the purple one on the right doesn't really find the right side of the road, so closes the gap on us a little bit too much. We could have both gotten through. Instead, Timothy goes through, closes the door on me right there, and then goes off. So, well, the driver of that Mustang ended up retiring pretty early in the race anyway, not too much long after what you just saw. Clearly, they weren't quite ready for prime time. Timothy going off through that turn, under braking, and that gives me the 3rd position here. No, I'm sorry, at this point, so I had skipped the part where Scott blew his engine, and so that puts me into 2nd position behind Eric, who looks like at this point has a good 24, is that 34 seconds? I think only 24 at this point ahead of me. So he is safely in 1st place. Coming down into turn 1 again behind a Mustang. Did I learn my lesson? Yes. So I try for the inside. He doesn't give me room on the inside. I try for the outside. He blocks me on the outside. That one was the Mustang's fault. You know, he left about 3/4 of a car on the inside and should have opened up the rest, but just didn't. So that's a great example of what not to do. You know, sending missed messages and then closing doors is not ideal. Alright, so heading down here, Timothy is right behind me again. So he was able to catch up. That DP was retiring. Someone in the middle of the pack. At that point I was lapping them. I'm looking in my rear view. Maybe Timothy isn't quite as close as I thought he was there. And he's about 4 or 5 seconds, I think, behind me here. This is about 3 laps from the end, and I spin it. It was mine to throw away, and I tossed it right in the trash can. There was no pressure on me. I don't really know how I managed that one. Timothy gets by. I think we've got about 3, maybe 4 laps to go. So, pressure's on. I've passed Timothy before. Well, okay, fine. So he messed up, and I passed him. But I was definitely setting slightly better lap times, and I'm not far behind him. Here we go. White flag. Last lap. Timothy sneaks in front of the Mustang, but gets squirrely under braking, goes wide. That gives me an opportunity, but not enough of one. I can get up just almost alongside, but the road is not wide enough to sustain us both. He keeps to the inside, being good and nice, expecting me to pass by him, because he knows he lost speed on turn exit there and didn't know how much I had. Turned out I didn't have enough to do anything there, but it gave me the opportunity to get right up behind him. I lose a little bit under braking there. He did a better job through that turn, but key to this is not to get overexcited and make any mistakes. Coming onto the oval section here, I am 0.7 behind him. So I've got draft, 0.6 behind him. And throughout this race I've been stronger through the chicane, so let's see what I can do. Here we go. Entering the chicane. Braking. I've closed some distance. Got a good line. Good exit. There we go. What is that? 0.3 seconds behind him. Great. So I picked up 0.3 seconds there going through the chicane. Got good exit speed. I'm closing in on him. And now here, another racecraft mistake. I was totally focused on Timothy. He's close. We're racing fast. See that Mustang up there to the left? Well, Timothy did. I didn't, because I wasn't looking far enough ahead. There you go. That was the checkered flag, and he finishes in first place because Eric, who had that 30-second lead on us, blew his engine. So lots of racecraft lessons learned. Thanks for a great season, everyone, and I'll see you around on the racetrack.